you kick us off with giving us a little bit of background on yourself, previous career, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, certainly. So I basically started off working in call centers throughout university, and basically gravitated towards call center roles in financial services. Subsequently did supplementary training in financial planning, and then moved sort of from large companies such as Westpac and Macquarie Bank across to more boutique financial planning firms, where I then worked as a paraplanner and financial advisor and in some management roles within those financial planning firms and accounting firms. Unfortunately, suffered a spinal cord injury in late 2010, which basically put my career on hold for the time for quite some period of time. Attempted to return to work in paraplanning in 2016 and had a lot of issues with pain in regards to neck movement around the office and things like that. And then when the COVID situation came about, with a lot of people working from home, saw that as a real opportunity to re-enter the workforce, and ideally in a new field, just to have a different employment experience and work in a new area of interest. And yeah, had seen a lot of news articles and things in the press and media about cybersecurity, and it appeared to be an area of interest. And yeah, in conjunction with a rehabilitation provider from my insurance company, started researching various pathways and various providers, in terms of how to go about that. And yeah, ultimately came to the conclusion that Cyber Revolution looked like the best option for heading down that path.
I actually spoke with Nick today.
Okay.
Yeah, I gave him a call. I remember speaking with you guys, and he sent through a huge comparative table of different industries, within the cybersecurity industry, different training organizations. So he really kind of broke it down, and almost to the percentage of like what's the best industry to go in, what's going to land you a job. So it was really kind of broken down, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. After speaking with you, just got a very good feeling for, the fact that you are here in Sydney, the fact that you do have, industry contacts in the area. It just seemed like the best fit in terms of who to do the study with.
Yep. I guess now that you've got the skills to do that, but previously, did you have any like IT skills or certifications?
No certifications, but I grew up, really into computers. My first computer was a Tandy, and then sort of went to Commodore, Amiga, PCs. So, was building PCs as a teenager and things like that. So I've always had an interest, and I would consider a slightly above average level of knowledge, but no, never done any formal training or qualifications in IT before. And certainly have been enjoying it, and there's certainly a lot to learn.
Yeah, this is just the very tip of the iceberg.
That's right. I'm working with a very experienced team, and I'm sort of coming in, with relatively less experience in the industry. So look, it's very humbling, and it's very difficult at the moment, because I'm just so far behind in terms of knowledge and experience in that field.
Yep.
But look, getting some good opportunity, like just picking up lots of knowledge and insight from things I'm seeing in meetings, and information being conveyed to me directly through sort of brief training sessions and things like that. So it's really, really enjoyable. And as the time has gone on, it's gradually becoming less overwhelming. You sort of start to go, oh, now I know a bit more about this and that, and da 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 da. So yeah, it's getting there, but it's very overwhelming and daunting and difficult and challenging initially.
Yep.
But yeah, getting easier as we go along.
I think that's a bit of a common thread we hear from a lot of the students that we place is, no matter how much you practice and you train, when they get in the role, they're always like, oh, I've just been chucked in the deep end, and I've got to, learn to swim, and it can be a little bit overwhelming. But I think that's where you learn the true skills are when you're in the, when you're actually in the role, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
In regards to the training, right? You went through obviously the whole process of the training, the practice labs, the support sessions, which we did. You also met Reese as well, and Doris, I think, for some career sessions.
Yeah, yep, that was great. Yep.
Yeah. How did you find that process?
Yeah, really, really good. Yourself and Reese have been very helpful. Doris, Doris was really good at just getting me in the right mindset for entering a new role, and some strategies to, just really try and capitalize and maximize the opportunity provided. So yeah, that was really, really, really helpful. But yeah, all the staff have been great. It's been really, really good, really positive experience. And yeah, like the course content's been fantastic. The labs have been fantastic. I'm more eager than ever now that I'm in the industry to get stuck into it and do more of them. But there's just not enough brain cells left at the end of the day at the moment.
I remember you saying, we caught up maybe about a month or so ago, and what I took out of it, I thought was really, really cool. You had told me you just started the role, I think, and you're like, Adam, the stuff I'm doing in my job each and every day, I've actually seen in the labs previously. So
Yep.
It's really cool that you've experienced it before. And then when you jump into it, like, oh, okay, it's not as foreign as I thought. I do actually have these skills. I've done it before.
Yeah, I think that's one of the really encouraging and best things out of this whole experience is exactly how much the studies and the training line up with exactly what's going on in the role. I mean, it's almost like the training that have been doing with you guys was literally designed for the role that I've gone into. So to have that sort of correlate, I mean, you do a uni degree in a Bachelor of Commerce or whatever, and then you go into finance and the correlation is really not there. But in this case, it's just, yeah, it's absolutely tailored to exactly the types of things you'll be doing. And that's really, really beneficial.
So tell us, and you don't have to go into too much detail, but tell us a little bit about your role that you're doing now, like some of the stuff that you're doing. I know you're mentioning that, there's a fair bit involved.
Yep.
But yeah, give us a bit of a brief overview.
Yeah. So I guess probably the three or four main elements of my role is at the moment I'm triaging all the IT support issues that come into our particular team, which is security operations. So they're generally security related issues, sometimes firewall related issues in terms of getting access, rules being created to allow access through firewalls. There was recently a fairly significant malware attack that required remediation of literally thousands of PCs within the business, within the government. So triaging these support tickets, working out just how urgent they are and escalating them appropriately is probably the main focus of the role, and keeping a close eye on that. Personally, I'm dealing with suspicious and malicious emails. And as I've seen from this recent malware outbreak, this fairly low level role of dealing with the malicious emails, if not done correctly, and it can then lead to these massive outbreaks, which then can literally put thousands of people out of action for multiple days. So yeah, it's fascinating to see even this entry level role can have potentially such a significant impact if you don't get it right.
And it's exciting for you, right? You're seeing it's such a booming industry, and it's got really good good career progression for you. But it's also a little bit scary once you take a peek under the covers and realize how frequent it is within.
That's right.
Even within government, right? Like, I mean, they just been hacked from a $30,000 invoice. They're a very small business, and so it can affect small businesses, obviously, and all the way through to large government organisations as well. So
absolutely
scary once you realise what we're in at the moment.
like exactly what you said is what's going on. So I was working on a ticket in the last week where someone had spoofed an Aboriginal Land Council email, told someone they were following up on an invoice and that their bank account details have changed.
Yep.
Can you please forward payment to these new account details? And that was something that we had to obviously detect and then figure out that, no, this isn't actually from them. They've spoofed the email. So yeah, it's fascinating and scary to see how much of that is going on at the moment.
And I guess for everyone out there, like in regards to what you feel, other than hard work, I guess it takes to be successful. Like, what traits do you think it takes to be, successful in cyber?
Yeah, look, all the ones that we've sort of discussed previously. So problem solving, thinking outside the box, initiative. I think good people skills and being able to get the most out of the people that you're working with and draw on other people's knowledge. And yeah, just really, hard work and knowing, just understanding priorities and when things are critical.
Yep. Yeah, I think the people skills one is a big one. We hear a lot from our employers. They understand that, cybersecurity professionals and experts are a finite resource. And so they're looking for people that not only have the technical skills on paper, but, have those good personal skills, communication skills. They're hard workers and they work well within a team.
Yep.
We hear a lot about.
That's something that, now that I'm in the industry, I can see a lot more clearly the extent of the demand that there is and that there is going to be. But when I was doing sort of, I guess, standard old school searches through, Seek or resources like that, there was plenty of opportunities, but I don't think it reflects the full gravity of just how much demand and just and what a growth area this is going to be. So for people sitting on the fence, I would say that there's just so much opportunity and so many different pathways within this particular space that, you're going to find something that you either like, that your skill set matches, a combination of both. And it's just a really interesting field. So, yeah, couldn't speak more highly of it.
Yeah, no, I think, we always say, you're not just going to, get a job out of nowhere. You've got to do the work, right, which you've done. And, you were proactive. You ticked every single box possible, to put yourself in the best possible position, right? So you've still got to do the work. Still got to work hard, but there's plenty of opportunity out there, isn't there? And I think there's going to be probably more so in the next 12 to 24 months, because really, cybersecurity is only really developing within this country the past, 12 to 18 months, I'd say.